your host, Cowboy and Spade.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Bourbon and Boxing, where you get all your boxing news and all your fights and schedules from two of the best in the game, baby. We got the Cowboy and
Big Spade.
Steve.
What's going on?
This card this week, man, is it's really interesting, man. Let's jump right into it because the card's actually going right now as we speak. I've been watching the Joshua Buatsi versus Callum Smith fight, which has been a pretty good fight. But let's jump into some weird things that happened this week. When's the last time you saw two fighters pull out? One being a co-main event and the event right underneath it. With two of the big fighters pulling out of the fights. You had Daniel Dubai pull out against Joseph Parker, which was the co-main event. And that was for the IBF championship, setting up who would possibly be fighting Usyk next. And then you had Kid Austin pull out of his fight with Shakur Stevenson. Both did have an illness. And I did find out that Kid Austin was in the hospital earlier this week for his illness. I mean, what's your thoughts on this, man? This is kind of weird having one person pull out of the fight, but then having two on the same card pull out in the same week, man. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it was upsetting for like wanting to see these guys fight. I was really wanting to see the Shakur versus Floyd Schofield. But I mean, if he ain't pull out on no bitch shit or because of unnecessary reasons for real, then if he was sick, I understand it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Him being a boxer, I know cutting weight, sometimes that shit can be draining and you feel, you know what I mean? It's tough. So I could feel, I feel it. I was upset, but as a man, I understand if you can't push yourself to be at 100%, then don't do it. Don't do it, because don't nobody want to hear no excuses. I'd rather hear the excuse be. I'd rather you pull out before I hear an excuse from you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and my only issue with it is I don't mind anybody pulling out a fight, and especially if you're sick, because if you're in the hospital, he might have lost weight, might not have been able to put weight back on, felt that he wasn't 100% for the fight, and like you said, we don't want any excuses at the end of the day that I didn't feel that well, and all that. The only issue I had was his father pretty much making the claims that Shakur and them paid a masseuse to poison his son. And I'm like, come on, bro. Like, they used a lotion and they poisoned him. And I'm like, dude, like, if your son's sick, he's in the hospital, I'm pretty sure they would tell you in the hospital if your son had been poisoned. You know what I mean? So to make outrageous claims like that, you can get sued for that kind of shit.
Yeah, he need to quit doing that. That's corny.
Yeah.
His daddy, bro. He like sometimes you respect your parents and all that, but sometimes you got to just tell your parent, like, bro, now you taking this shit too far, man.
Yeah.
If, like, how they say you got people in your corner that just let you do anything and look goofy. I'm the type, man. If that was all right. You got us to this point with the mouthpiece and got this fight for us, but hey, man. Sometimes you taking it too far, pops. Like, you gotta relax, man. Like, don't put that on that man. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
but you also a reflection of who raised you too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we know that his dad likes to talk. He likes to, and he did put his son probably in the position to get this fight. But you just can't say outlandish things like that, make claims like that without anything to back it up. Especially now, Shakur thinks the reasoning was that he felt that Floyd couldn't make the weight, and instead of coming in overweight and the fight being canceled, that he decided that he was going to fake being sick. Now, he's got the hospital thing. I'm not going to say he wasn't sick. And then, of course, the British Board of Boxing, they do a health thing. And if they feel like you're sick, they don't want you coming into the fight sick. I do know that. Now, Daniel Dubai, his situation, I think is some fucking bullshit. I really do. I think
What happened with him?
he's claiming he had a viral infection. Not saying what it was, just, simply you can always say viral pain and you don't have to narrow down to what it was. Oh, it could be the flu, it could be a cold, it could be a stomach virus, anything like that. But to me, I absolutely think coming in against Joseph Parker was a big risk fight for him. If he loses that fight, of course, he loses the IBF belt, and he doesn't get that fight against Usyk, which is a bigger money fight, in my opinion. Now, I know he's probably going to get paid good money for this fight, but the risk level, I think, was at a too high of a risk, and I think he backed out, honestly. Now, I don't want to say somebody faked being sick or say he wasn't sick. I don't want to speak for Daniel Dubai, but I just find it very fishy that he actually, the way he pulled out of the fight, he was in Dubai, or he was in Saudi Arabia and stuff like that, and then he pulled out claiming that he was sick, man. I don't know. I found that one a little suspicious. I think he might have used Floyd's excuse. Oh, well, look, he said he was sick. I could probably pull that same thing, get out of this fight.
Right.
So that one I did find a little fishy, but hey, man, if they're sick, then they're sick, whatever. But I think Dubai was looking at the fact that, he could get that Usyk fight without fighting Parker and without putting that risk up against another guy right now and go straight to fighting the champion, at the heavyweight division, because he has that IBF belt, which holds, which pretty much holds that strength of who's going to fight Usyk next, because he doesn't want to unify the division. What's your thoughts on Daniel Dubai? Do you think he pulled out just to fight Usyk and the risk was too high for him with a guy like Parker?
I don't know, because why are you pulling out the fight? You first of all, how you know you're gonna get the Usyk fight? Is it guaranteed he gonna get that fight?
I think, honestly, with the IBF belt, I think that, what other route is Usyk going to go? You're not going to go fight a guy without a belt. You're not going to go fight a mandatory that doesn't have
They
a
might
belt.
still make him fight somebody though before he get the Usyk though. At least defend that bitch one time.
Elimination type fight, but at the same time, with him having that IBF belt, he doesn't. To me, he wouldn't have to do any kind of what do you call that? What I just said, an elimination fight, because he holds that belt already. So Usyk really doesn't have anything else to fight for besides the IBF belt. So I think Daniel Dubai knows that he is Usyk's next fight. If he especially if he won that Parker fight, then there was no doubt that
I
Usyk
still make his bitch ass fight though. Defend it at least one time to show you a true champion.
Yeah, defend that belt, because he won it against Anthony Joshua, who didn't have the belt, but it was put out there because they stripped Usyk of the belt for not defending it, even though they knew he had the stupid IBF rules when they know you have a rematch and they still take the belt from you. But yeah, that's why Daniel Dubai currently has this belt. He did beat Anthony Joshua, but like I said, I think I don't know. I smell something fishy with that one, and I'm not really on board with it. But I do like. What do you think about the fill-in on that card?
Come
What do you
on,
think?
man. That's what I was ready to get to. I was done talking about the bad, but yeah, I think this fight better than that.
Yeah. I honestly think it is too. I think it's a bigger risk, a harder fight for Parker. And not saying Daniel Dubai, because I'm 50-50 on Daniel Dubai. I've seen him look really, really fucking good. And then I've seen him look like absolute shit. And I've seen him quit in fights and stuff like that. And because I don't know where to really gauge Daniel Dubai at this point, but I like Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker's almost the same way as Daniel Dubai. He's looked good sometimes, and then there's times where Joseph went on a little stint where we thought he was over with at one point until his last three fights where he really popped out.
The last fights I seen Parker in, he looked good to me. But I ain't know he weighed that much though. He's 286.
Yeah,
I thought he was lighter than that.
Did you see Bacoli's 315?
Yeah, but I thought Parker was lighter than 280. I thought he was way lighter than that. I thought he was like in the 240s.
Yeah, I thought he was, like, because he doesn't look that big. He doesn't look like he'd be 280 something.
86. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? He blew up because I don't remember him. I thought he was a little. Remember, I thought he was a little lightweight. Especially when he was fighting Zane, I thought he was like a little lightweight. I didn't think he was a that big. 286. That's big.
Yeah, that's a big boy. What do you think about that fight though, with Bacoli and him on there? I think it's a great fill-in.
I think it's a great position for both of them. To be
Yeah,
honest, whoever win this should get a title shot. Which Parker had the title. You know what I mean? He had one, but you feel me? Like I
yeah,
would rather at that. I feel like Bacoli, if he win, that's put him in a position where nobody can run from him. And he took it on a 2-day notice. Like, come on, I'm
yeah,
ready. So this really gonna be able to put him on the map. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be
yeah,
hard for motherfuckers to duck him and all that. And then Dubai might have to fight him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then so Dubai just made it harder for itself, especially if Piccoli win this fight. If
yeah,
Parker win, it put him in a good position too. So I think either fighter win is a good position for either one of them for real. It ain't no bad position. This fight ain't like a like just a filler where you just fighting a motherfucker and it don't mean nothing. This shit still means something though. So
yeah,
this replacement fight was a tremendous replacement fight right here. Like
yeah. I
this
thought
is
they did a great job.
they made up for it. They thought quick on their toes. They got it together. They made it right.
Actually,
They made that right.
It was Martin Bacoli who jumped on that opportunity. He hit up his manager immediately when he saw Dubai went out, and he tweeted out there, "Hey, put me in there." And he let his manager know, contact them now. Let them know
Yeah.
that I'll take this fight right now. And he immediately, and then as soon as he put it out there, they were like, "Yeah, yeah, come on." He jumped on a plane and headed over there. Uh, I'm super impressed. Like I said, I love that fact that Bacoli's getting this fight, and I think this could possibly be one of the best fights of the night because I love both of them. I like Parker, his movement. He's not a standstill fighter. He moves around a lot. Bacoli now, what I saw with Bacoli and Anderson is Bacoli does like to go to the middle of the ring, and he seems to be more of a stationary fighter. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how well that's going to work against a guy like Parker, who is very mobile and moves
Yeah.
around a lot more. So is he going to be able to wear a bigger guy like Bacoli out and make Bacoli move around to wear him down a little bit? I think that would be his best option,
His
honestly. You don't
best option is to go to that body. I did see some shit in that Jared Anderson fight. When he hit that man to that body, he slowed down. So his best bet is to move around, stay stay out of his puncher's reach. You feel me? Move
Mhm.
around, go to that body, and just move around. Get him tired.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't stay stationary with him, because you stay stationary with him and fighting in the pocket, your ass is a cooker.
yeah. You don't want to trade punches with him. I agree with that 100%. Like you don't
Your
want to
ass
stay.
is a goner.
You don't want to beat him in the middle of the ring. That's what he wants. Uh, for me, man, honestly, like I love it. Hopefully, now they said the winner will be a mandatory, but I still think Bacoli, even if he wins this fight, they're not going to give him a lot of love. I don't think a lot of people, especially if he wins it in like a dominant fashion, I don't think a lot of people want to see this guy. Uh, but I don't know what he would do against a guy like Usyk, to be honest. Usyk being like, and that's where I see Joseph Parker too, being a very mobile guy like he is,
No,
moving.
don't give him the Usyk fight if he win this. Give him Dubai.
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to see him against Daniel Dubois. I'm not going to lie. If he wins, I think he would be a great matchup for a guy like Daniel Dubois.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to the fight before that that's going to happen. Shakur's replacement, Josh Padley. I know nothing about Josh Padley, to be honest. I know he's
Damn, what? I just knew you, bro. I swear. Damn, I swear, man. I thought you was gonna know something. I swear, I thought you was gonna surprise me, bro. Damn.
4 KOs. That's all I know. I don't know much.
They said he undefeated.
He beat Mark Chamberlain, who Turkish Al Sheik. You remember Turkish Al Sheik? He was real big on the Mark Chamberlain guy. Gave him a couple of opportunities over there. Josh Padley fought him last time, put on a great performance against him. But I don't think he's even close to the level of Shakur Stevenson. And I don't like this villain whatsoever. Maybe it was their only option. Uh, Now, the guy that I originally sent you, I would have liked that matchup. I mean, that guy was 42-0. Now,
Yeah,
obviously, but I would have liked that matchup a little bit better. Josh Padley's getting the opportunity. Let's see what he does with it.
yeah.
but I don't know. I think Shakur
I
walks
mean,
on the
I don't think it's a bad feeling from who Shakur was gonna fight because dude undefeated and he ranked 11th, and I don't know what belt conference, but he ranked 11 though, 11, 11. So
yeah,
I would have
like
loved if they could have got Frank Martin in there or something like that. That'd have been
yeah,
nice.
try to get well a bigger name probably wasn't going to be willing to take the fight on
Nah,
like
hell nah, hell
no,
nah.
like that.
Yeah,
Like
nah.
we're talking less than a week
Yeah.
uh, on taking this fight. I'm surprised they were actually able to scrap the fight.
But that's all about being ready, man. That's why you gotta stay ready for opportunities to get a bag. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Stay ready. You live
staying
if you
in.
really living boxing, man. You stay ready, man, so you could get a bag. You never know what's gonna go on. But don't nobody want to fight Shakur anyway. They acting like they scared, so it probably would have been hard for him to get like a top dog in there off of because I feel like everybody's scared they running from me, but you know. That would have been a nice filler, but Frank Martin, he going up to 140. I always see you in the gym like you working out, like you ready, but I don't know, like you been out so long. That fight been a long
Yeah,
time ago. All right.
he's been out entirely too long, man. When you take a loss, I think you should be, you know, uh, I think taking a loss, you should be back in the ring, and within that year, uh, after taking a loss. But he just, I don't remember seeing him fight at all last year, did we?
Huh?
Did we see him fight last year? Was that fight against Tank last year that he lost?
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah. Was that was the summertime, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, hopefully we see him in the ring here soon. So it hasn't quite been a year, so maybe we get him back in here soon. I haven't heard anything on Frank Martin, to be honest with you. Uh, on who his next fight is and what his next move is or anything. But man, I think Shakur. Hey, this is I don't know, man. I had to see this fight. I think Shakur walks this kid down with his experience. I don't think it's much of a fight like everybody thinks. You know, this Padley kid. Like, I don't know enough about him to really say what he's going to bring to the table. I like what I saw against Mark Chamberlain, but Mark Chamberlain's not a top fighter. He was an up and coming guy like Padley who had a little. The only reason we really even knew Mark Chamberlain, I think, was from Pro Box TV and Turkey Out Chief. So we had that's the only reason I really knew that guy's name at all. So I don't know. I'll have to see what Josh Padley brings during the fight. Like right now, we do have the fights on. Uh, yeah, right now you got Zhang versus Cabal in the ring right now as we speak. These two are fighting right now. Uh, And this looks like I'm excited about this fight. I like Zhang. Let's go ahead and jump to that fight, man, because Joshua Buatsi did fight Colin Smith earlier. I don't know who won that. Colin Smith seemed like he was controlling that fight pretty early, but now you have Zell versus Zhang. You got the Big Bang Zhang going up against Cabela, who I like Adjent a lot. I think he's a great fighter. I don't know what he brings against a heavy puncher. This is his big opportunity here. If he can beat a guy like Zhang, because everybody talks about Adjent, if I'm saying his name right, like he is the next up and coming heavyweight next to like Moses, Moses, the guy out of the UK. Outside of him, like they talk about Edgett as he could be the possible next big heavyweight. So this is a great opportunity for him, a great stage for him to really showcase what he can do. And hopefully, man, let's see if he comes out on top of that one. You taking the Big Bang Zhang in that one or what, my guy?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Zane just because I'm hip to him a little bit. I don't
Yeah,
know the other guy, so yeah, I'll take Zane.
yeah. The other guy's been on quite a few undercards, but that's pretty much. He's the up and coming heavyweight guy. We'll see what he can do. Now there are still some really good fights on this card that kind of got overshadowed by what happened this week with Daniel Dubai and Floyd Schofield backing out. So I kind of forgot Virgil Ortiz and Ismail Majamal was on this card. Who do you like in this fight, man? I think this is a really tough fight for Ortiz, and I kind of favor Majamal a little bit in this one.
I don't know, man. It's a 50-50 to me, man. I seen Mazurmouth, but I wasn't really impressed. I mean, he was cool, but I wasn't impressed with him. Like, he ain't take no chances in that fight for real. I feel like he fought against Terrence Crawford, and I feel like for Victor Ortiz will take the chance, especially to land his prior shots. So I feel like we got to see a different. I mean, I got to just see a different Mazurmouth, and I got to see aggressive Virgil, but. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a 50-50 fight to me, man. Like I don't really know. I
I,
can't say like who I got for real.
I like Madrimal. I think he's got to move more. The only reason I like Madrimal because I think he's got a little bit more experience than Virgil Ortiz. And we saw Ortiz have a little bit of trouble against who was it, Boachuk, that he fought in his last fight, and that was
Hmm.
like first kind of step up to real 154 guy. And he kind of struggled against that guy a little bit on getting him out. His power wasn't there against a guy like that. Madrimov seems to have great defense, and even against a guy like Crawford, who's a very technical fighter, he held himself in that ring pretty well and avoided the big punches from a guy like Crawford, who is way more technical than Ortiz, in my opinion. That's why I give him the upper hand in this fight because I think he's a better defensive guy and he's able to withstand those or know how to calculate those big punches. Virgil Ortiz, he's not a technical guy. He's more, to me, a street brawler. Not saying he doesn't have technique, but I think he's more of like, a heavy, depends on that heavy punch a lot. Hasn't really gone a lot of rounds with guys. So if
Hmm.
this goes deep, what I'm saying, like a 12-round fight, I don't favor him in that because I think he's going to wear down as the fight goes on because he's just not ready. I don't think he hasn't been in those type of fights where he's been challenged outside of Boachuk to where he was taken. And we saw him wearing down against Boachuk. And I think Madrimov is a little bit better when it comes to the defensive side of it. But he has to throw more punches. I agree with you on that 100%. He's definitely got to throw more punches, and he's got to have some offense because he can't think that he could possibly win every fight by a decision. I mean, especially against these higher profile fighters like Virgil Ortiz, who your judges and your promoters might want to favor a little bit more because of his name, and he's going to make more money for him. So if you're Madrimov, I don't think you want to leave it up to the judges. And you go in there and you handle business, show more of your offensive side. We saw
Yeah,
your defensive side against, a technical fighter like Terrence Crawford. You were able to go 12 rounds with Terrence Crawford. So let's see your offensive side against a guy like Virgil Ortiz. You don't want to go 12 rounds with him, I don't think.
right. Yeah, yeah. Hell nah. Especially when Oscar behind it.
Yeah, exactly. Oscar out here paying these judges like it ain't nothing. That dude been
Hmm.
paying judges since Canelo fought Triple G, baby, and before that, what I mean? The motherfucking that card in that Triple G fight, that chick 117-1. I'm like, you motherfuckers, and he had lunch with that lady too.
Hmm.
It was unreal. But so I don't think you want to leave it up to the judges if you're matching them off. And you really kind of want to showcase too, if you really want to make the 154 division take you serious, beating a guy like Virgil Ortiz is the first step to that for sure.
Yeah,
You also
yeah.
got Carlos Adames versus Shiraz. I like both of these guys. Shiraz seems to be the favorite. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about, I like Shiraz up and coming. And every fight I've seen him in, I've been super impressed with him. But I've also been super impressed with Carlos Adames, who a lot of guys have been ducking for years, man. And I know the 160 doesn't possess a lot of talent. So it's not
Hmm.
really his fault that there's not a lot of big names there to fight. So I like seeing two of the top guys in that division actually fighting each other right now. That division's so stale with Janabek, who doesn't fight any fucking body, and he fights once a year, and then he fights in front of a crowd of 2,000 people if he's fucking lucky. I mean, I don't know what Top Rank's doing with Janabek, but they sort of fuck ain't pushing him out there like I think they should. If I was Janabek should honestly go to the 168. Carlos Adames, all these guys should either move up from 160. There's just nothing there. But I do love seeing this fight. I favor Adames. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. He's got power. He's got skill, talent. He's a technical fighter. I like him a lot. I think this is going to be Shiraz's hardest test, But hey, if Shiraz comes out on top on this, I'm going to be super impressed. And I don't doubt him, but I think this is the 60-40 fight. I favor Carlos Adames a little bit. Have you watched?
We seen Carlos Adames. Who he just fight when he defended his belt last time? Who was he fighting?
It's been a while. I feel
But
like
but
he's
I
probably
just watched him. He
years.
defended his belt. I want to say it was sometime around the beginning of last year.
Yeah. If it was early last year. I'd have to look it up when the last time he actually fought. I'll look on the box rec real quick and check it out because I do remember.
It was like a little name for real. I mean, he was trying to knock him out because I remember he been trying to call out Jamal Charlo for a little second. So I'm trying to remember who he fought last fight. I wasn't that impressed. Like,
He is 24-1. He has taken an L in his career. His last win was Gusha, Terrell Gusha.
oh yeah, Terrell Goucher from Cleveland. That's who he fought. Yeah, that was a decent fight.
Okay. Yeah. He won that in a unanimous decision, 118, 110, pretty much on that.
Yeah. Terrell Goucher. That's the last. Yep. That was the last fight I seen him in. Yeah.
Now he does have a unanimous decision loss against Patrick Texera, who's a pretty good fighter. Actually, I like him a lot. But yeah, so I mean, this is an opportunity for him to kind of, get his name out there a little bit more. But Shiraz is a pretty good fighter, man. I like him a lot. I'm not going to lie. He is 20. His last fight was against Tyler Denny. He hasn't really fought anybody, to be honest. He's got guys like Tyler Denny, Austin Williams, Liam Williams on his record, but he hasn't had – this is his biggest fight of his career, hands down. Biggest fight of his career. So this is definitely going to be his biggest test. We'll see what he can do against it. I like what I see from Shiraz. He's a very technical fighter, very good ring IQ, solid guy. So this is going to be a hell of a fight. But I just think a lot of people are sleeping on Carlos Adames, and I think he sees this as an opportunity and a chance for him to really get his name out there and for the boxing world to actually see him, because that 160 division, it's just terrible.
I mean, who all got the rest of the belts? Who all got the other belts?
Well, Carlos has got a belt. Janabek, I want to say, has 2 of the belts. Those 2, if I'm correct, are the ones that hold the belt in the division. Let's see where Carlos, what belts he holds currently right now. He's got the WBC World middleweight title. He's got the WBC belt, and I'm pretty sure Janabek has the other belts at the moment. So it's just a bad division all the way around. I think I'm not impressed. You got 3 guys really. I might be forgetting a guy in that division. If I am, sorry about that. But yeah, I'm just not super impressed with what I've seen from that division. This is an opportunity for these 2 guys to kind of get their name out there. And what is the best fight in that division in years, honestly. How Janabek and Adames haven't fought yet is just fucking ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense to me. All right, man. We talked about our co-main event. We talked about the card itself, man. Who you got? The biggest fight. I mean, this fight coming up, the main event, Beterbiev, for a while, I think I've been saying his name wrong. It's not Beterbiev. It's like Beterviev. Beterviev. It's actual.
Everybody calling him Beterbiev, though.
Yeah. Here in America, we pronounce it as Beterbiev, but in his country, it's Beterviev or some Beterbiev is like Beterbiev. Like, it's weird. Like, I've been hearing it, and I'm like, damn, I've been saying this dude's name wrong for years. But yeah, versus Bivol 2. Who do you like in this main event? I think the last fight lived up to what I thought it was going to be. But the one thing people aren't taking into consideration is Beterbiev was not 100% that fight.
That's what I was going to say. I was about to say he was coming off an injury too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Surgery, coming off injury.
Yeah.
So do you think we expect to see a more aggressive Beterbiev in this fight?
Yep.
Bivol is definitely going to have to take a lot more chances because he stopped throwing punches the second half of that fight, and it didn't make any motherfucking sense at all. And he just allowed Beterbiev to play his part and backing him down and being the more aggressive fighter. And if you're Bivol, you have to take punches. And I think he's afraid to really take that chance because if he gets caught, he could end up taking a nap. If he ends up getting caught with one of them punches by Beterbiev. I do. Now, I had people saying Bivol, they thought Bivol won that fight. I didn't see it. He was active in the first few rounds, the first 3 or 4 rounds. He was a super active guy, but then he just took his foot off the pedal. And I would kind of say he gave that fight to Beterbiev because he wasn't active. And
because the
second
parts
half.
the parts I seen would better be if he was he Batavia whatever he was real active. Like the parts I was catching, he was active, and it was like Bivol was running around the ring like not swinging. So
Throwing a jab here and there, throwing a few punches in a combo, but then he would back off and he wouldn't do nothing for the rest of the round. And you're not going to beat a guy like Beterbiev like that, especially when you allow him to get in his aggressive mode. Like I said, it's really hard to stop him from being an aggressive guy. I've never seen anybody be able to stop his aggression, and that's what makes him so dominant, to be honest. And I think that's the same thing we're going to see tonight, but we're going to see a more healthier guy. He is not. People want to keep bringing up his age because he is like 38 years old or something like that. And they keep saying like that LeBron effect, age is going to catch up to him at some point. I just haven't seen it. He seems to keep getting better. And, I think coming off a healthy Beterbiev is a lot different than what we saw last time. I just think it's going to be a different fight. And I'm going to predict a knockout by Beterbiev this time. What you?
Man, I don't know. I ain't going that heavy. I just want to see a good fight. I ain't going that heavy. But if he take more chances, he can get the knockout. So
yeah.
I just don't know though. This a 50-50. I'm gonna say a 50-50 fight again because it was so close the last fight. So I ain't predicting no knockout, but we're gonna see because I know one of them switched their game plans. Either one gonna be more aggressive, or one gonna be or Bivol gonna throw more punches. He gonna be more active. So we gonna see.
Yeah, I think Beterbiev is going to continue to do what he always does, and I think Bivol is the one that's going to come in with a different game plan. He's going to try to move a lot more. He needs to really learn how to do that back step and side step when he's coming in, try to catch him on encounters, really, and kind of switch it around instead of him pushing you back to the corner. Do that little shift thing and then move him into the corner, and then you start doing your thing with him there. Outside of that, I don't know how you stop Beterbiev from coming forward, though. That's going to be the hardest part for Bivol, and I don't think he's going to be able to stop it. And I think that's why I favor Beterbiev, and I think he's going to land something solid on him this time. And especially I think he doesn't start in the 5th or 6th round. I think Beterbiev is going to start immediately when this fight starts.
Yeah. Just can't wait. I mean, I probably don't watch no fights to be honest today. I'm kind of salty.
Well, they're all so early, man. We're already on the Zhang fight right now. We're already on that fight as we speak. So it's like, they're starting early. They'll be, by 6 o'clock, I think the main event's going to, which I like that, because I'm not up too late, but I don't have work tomorrow. So it doesn't really matter anyways. But I also, when, the main card doesn't start till 12 o'clock at night or 11:30.
Yeah, I like the early fights for real. I'm doing something early today, so that's why I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to even catch it for real, but
I get that. I get that, brother. Hey, tell your sister happy birthday also, man. Happy birthday to Big Spade's sister.
Yeah, happy birthday to my baby sister, Wit.
Hell yeah. She's gonna have a good day.
Yeah, about to turn up a little bit.
That's it, man. That's what y'all get. Turn up. What you drinking on tonight? You drinking tonight, Big Spade?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm on my healthy stuff, man. I don't know, man. I might go to this little Mexican restaurant, so I might get a little mixed drink or something. I look at their little stuff. They got little daiquiris and different type of little stuff like that. So.
Oh shit. Oh, Cabal just went down. Zane just knocked Cabal down. So I don't know what the hell this guy's name. Cabal. These foreign last names get me all the time, bro.
Yeah, and then Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
Oh,
My
no,
bad.
go
Oh,
ahead.
I was about to say, then I'm more like a wine guy now. I ain't really
Okay.
too
Okay.
much on the liquor and stuff like that no more. I'm more like a wine guy. That liquor shit make my head hurt sometimes, man. So
Yeah. I love my bourbon, man, but I haven't drinking and I haven't drank any bourbon probably actually all week I haven't drank any, man.
for
Was
real?
gonna get Yeah, I was gonna get a bottle today, but like I said, I ain't feeling great, so I'm like, I don't really want to add any alcohol to feeling shitty. It ain't gonna make me feel no better.
Yeah.
So skipped it for today. Who knows? Maybe next week I'll drink a little bit, but yeah, I took a break from it this week. I like my bourbon, so but sometimes you got to take a little break from it. I've cut the soda out. You'd be proud of me, man. I ain't drank soda in like 2 weeks, bro.
For real?
Yeah, I cut soda out. I've been drinking the shit out of water every day. I don't drink anything but water right now. Trying to, cut that belly down a little bit, man. That soda, bro,
Yeah,
makes
that
you bloat it and
yeah.
just like it was making me feel like crap, dude. So I'm like, man, I can't keep eating this. I'm trying to cut pasta out too. Feel like
Yeah.
every time I eat pasta, bro, I feel like crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been stopped drinking pop. I cut juice out a little bit. Like juice too. It'll have you so much sugar in it. So I
God,
cut
I'm
that out
telling you.
a
Yeah, because I
little.
was like, I'll start drinking juice, and then I started looking at the back of juice. I'm like, God damn, bro, like
Yeah,
70.
you gotta drink shit like orange juice, but I be trying to drink juice like I give me like 1 cup a day, not
Hell
too
yeah,
much. Probably like around dinner, during the out the day though. I'm drinking water, like, and then I
yeah,
make sure I flush it back down with some water after I drink the juice.
hell
You
yeah,
understand? Yeah,
yep,
I'm
that's
about to
it.
do. You know I ain't Muslim, but I'm about to do. I'm about to even do the ram. I'm about to even do Ramadan.
Man, I
You
was
know?
watching a thing about when you what do you do that when you fast
Yeah, yeah,
and how it's supposed to be really good for your body, bro. Like it's supposed
yeah,
to like flush out all the toxins, help
yeah,
your body starts fighting. Like it was weird, man, what they were saying about it. But they're like, like even if you just fast for a day, it
yeah,
helps your body clean out the toxins and
yeah,
chemical and everything like that in your body. It helps flush it out and clean it because then your body
yeah.
starts. It was weird as fuck. It's like your body starts eating all that shit. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
weird. Like I was
Yeah.
like, damn. So hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the Ramadan, man, on the 28th, man, to the 29th. Be doing it. Fast Ramadan fast.
That's it. That's it, brother. You got a lot of strength, man. I tried to fast not too long ago, and it did not happen with my fat ass, bro. I was 3 hours in. I'm like, I'm hungry. I ain't gonna make it. My wife like, it's been an hour, bro. I'm like, no, it's been 3 hours, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. But man, there ain't much more to talk about. I didn't look at any
Yeah,
kind of news
yeah,
coming up,
it's
man.
something to talk about. Hold on,
Yeah,
hold
yeah.
on.
Go ahead
Yes,
with it
yes, we
because
gotta talk
I got
about
a
last.
had an
Let
opportunity to look at any news. So clue us in, Big Spade, with some
it
boxing
ain't
news.
even no news. This is facts of what we seen last week with the boxing. You want to go to that last week card?
Oh shit, the Keyshawn card.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I want to
Yeah,
go
how
to that.
that? My bad, guys. My bad. Damn. Almost skipped this Keyshawn card. Go ahead, Big Spade, with what you thought about that, brother.
First, I'm gonna start off with Keyshawn. Looked at tremendous. The opponent wasn't shit. The opponent wasn't shit, man. I be hearing these guys talk about, yeah, I like Keyshawn. He a bad motherfucker, but your opponent was not shit. Like he didn't have nothing, like nothing. That's what I be saying. Like y'all fighting these fighters, and y'all keep talking about Tank, but y'all gotta fight somebody that's gonna put y'all to the test. Like, dude, I knew dude wasn't gonna be shit. I ain't hear too much of dude. Like, he too little, too. He was too little.
Yeah, he
Like,
did.
he
Uh,
couldn't take no punches, no nothing. Like, come on, man. Like,
well,
nah.
you know what I loved about it, man. He was a racist ass motherfucker, bro.
Nah,
Uh,
they said he ain't seen that. You
man,
must ain't hear that. Mm-mm.
you see
They
his
said
actions in the ring, bro. You see his
no.
actions towards Keyshawn
I
there in
s-
that fight.
I
I
seen
don't
it,
know.
but they said Tiafimo sent that, bro.
You know what? That motherfucker's been on some racist shit lately, bro.
Bruh, they
Have you
said
seen his
Tiafimo
live
sent that,
shit?
bruh. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
meant to
want
tell
to.
you that. Yeah,
Yeah,
they said that. They
yeah.
said that. To come to find out, it was Tiafimo that sent that shit.
And that's fucked up, bro. You see that shit where Ring Magazine asked him who he wants to fight next, like who he would rather fight, and this motherfucker made that racist ass comment that I won't even repeat on this motherfucker, bro. But it was
Yeah,
kind of fucked up, and I'm like, bro, like that, like,
yeah.
and then he showed
I ain't
another
fucking
video.
with dude no more.
Yeah, I can't
Mhm.
fuck with people like that either, man. Like when you doing that type of shit, you're not in the ring fighting any goddamn body, and then you're making racist ass. I can't back anybody on
He
that
was
kind of
one of
stuff.
my guys too, but I fell back.
Yeah,
Ryan
yeah,
was one of my guys a long time, like years ago. I fell back off of him too. Like I just nah, man.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was
I
by
don't
that, and
even
that's
follow either
what I
one of
saw with
them motherfuckers
Boachuk.
no
So
more. I
yeah, so
don't
now that
even.
Boachuk didn't send that, or not Boachuk, whatever that guy's name was last, I can't remember. Fuck the guy Keyshawn just fought. Now I know
Mm-hmm.
he didn't send that. Now I feel bad. I was like, whoop this motherfucker's ass. I
Mm-hmm.
was talking mad
Mm-hmm.
when he knocked him out. But I was
But
glad to see Keyshawn get that win with that body shot. But like you said, man, like I don't know. I feel like 135 dropped off, man. I feel like 135 has dropped off from what it could have been, what it was going to be with Loma not really fighting anymore right now. Uh, there's really, outside of what is the next move for Keyshawn?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. He got to fight somebody though. Somebody a little bit better.
You
Somebody.
think you think he gets that tank fight next?
That is all about what Tank want to do. I don't think he deserve it. I think Tank should fight Shakur and then fight him.
Yeah, yeah, I do agree with that. That Shakur should be his next fight. I mean, I do agree that Tank and Shakur should fight next. The two best guys in that division, hands down. Now, do you think? Now, I know Shakur and Keyshawn are close. You think that fight ever happens?
Now that's what I was gonna bring up too. I was watching with damn, why I always forget his name, man? What's his name, man? Got this little podcast now. You know what I'm talking about. Went undefeated, retired early. I can't think
Andre
of
Ward. Andre Ward.
Andre Ward. Andre Ward asked him, and he's just like, he don't see it. But if that money, if life changing money, they might got something to talk about.
I mean, if they're both at 135 and at the top of the division at one point, how can they avoid that fight? And how does boxing not make that fight a
They talking.
mandatory point?
He said if Turkey come with that bag, what y'all do is Shakur, like if it's like his, like I can't see it right now, just we just brothers. But he said if that money, life changing, and I think Turkey will do it to see them
Yeah.
fight. For real.
Well,
Especially if go ahead.
good. Now
No,
that
you
we
good.
know, now that we know Teo sent that shit, I think you should move to 140 and fight fucking Teo.
No,
I think,
I don't think neither none of them even trying to get cause Keyshawn said it and I feel the same way. I don't think they even trying to get Tio no light. Like he like he desperate right now. He doing anything. Like matter of fact, guess what? I ain't even gonna give fuck you. I was calling you out anyway at first anyway. I ain't about to even shine no light on you, give you no opportunity since you want to be on some racist shit. Like
yeah,
fuck you. We gonna let you die off. We ain't even gonna mention you. We gonna let you die
yeah.
off. I'd rather
You
you
just,
die off that way than you than fighting you and giving you some opportunity and putting the light on you. I'm like, yeah, that makes more kind of sense though.
I'm hoping Teo takes that Hitchens fight, and I hope Hitchens puts a fucking work on his ass, bro.
I hope Hitchens take the fight because since he's talking about he wants to fight to be in New York and all this other shit. So, you know,
Yeah, I mean Teo's from what? Isn't Teo from Brooklyn or some shit?
they said he ain't even from New York for real, so I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, I'd like to see that fight happen for sure. Uh, what I mean? I don't know, man, what's going on with a guy like Teo and just man,
But
it's
fuck
just not
him though. Let's get back to this card, man. Fuck, I don't even want to talk about dude. He been on some weird shit. Let's
yeah,
get
he's
back to
definitely
this.
none of
Let's
that
get
bullshit.
back. Yeah, let's
All
get
right.
back to this. Now Jared Anderson. I want to go to him,
Oh my goodness.
bro. It's
Uh
like he, it's like he lost his spirit of boxing, bro. Like I don't know, like he don't got that drive, bro. Like
when
I
I
ain't
heard
like,
him,
I didn't like his attitude. I didn't like the excuses he was making. I didn't like
yeah,
none of that shit, bro. I didn't like his nothing he was doing. I did not like it, bro. I didn't like it. I didn't like how he was responding to his coach when his coach was giving him good information. Like I
Yep.
just ain't like it. Like he coming with an excuse talking about his legs. He came in a little heavier than he usually do. Like what's up, bro?
Yeah.
Like you took a L.
It-
That's cool, bro. You like he didn't want to be there, bro. And then at the end of the fight, dude almost goddamn it got his ass. He hurt
yeah.
him at that
Yep.
very end, bro. He hurt him, bro. He literally hurt him, bro. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo,
Anderson looked just absolutely.
absolutely.
I was being nice on our group and was like, he looked average at best. He looked horrible. He
Yeah, he
looked
was,
horrible.
yeah. He could have stopped, dude, bro. Like he wasn't bringing no, like he didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
He was basically he went, and it was so crazy. That wasn't even him 75%. That was him 75%. And not only that, bro, it was like he was sparring for real. Like he wasn't trying his nothing. It was just like he was like, all right, like we know dude wasn't on his level because
No.
we knew we ain't had him at 100%. But
Yeah.
it was like a sparring match. Like he was horrible. Like I'm sparring in here. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
an easy fight for him. Like I feel him. It was easy. Yeah, it was easy. But come on, bro. You got something to prove, bro. You got a big title behind you.
Yeah,
Like
easy fight or not, you got to show up, especially on a stage like that. When you have an opportunity to get your name back out there, redeem yourself from a loss, show everybody that you are still a top heavyweight. And he did absolutely none of that. I watched him in the second round, I think it was, when the corner was telling him, hey, you got to go more towards the body and blah, blah, blah. And he literally was like, I don't want to.
yeah, he's like his
I was like, did he
elbow.
just,
His
you don't want
elbow.
to?
I
Yeah.
keep
And I was
hitting his
like,
elbow. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like, did my dude just say he don't want to go to this? I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? And then I watched the rest of that fight, and I was just so disappointed in our guy, bro. Like, man, like he
I
had
wasn't
the
feeling
drive,
that.
and you got if you're like that at this point, maybe he's got to take a step away, find himself, find his heart, realize that if he wants to do boxing or if he doesn't, or he's got to get maybe the right people. It seemed like he had good people in
Nah,
his corner.
his coach, I love his
Yeah,
coach, bro.
yeah. So I
I
don't
love
want
the
to
dude.
any of that shit on his coaching because I feel
Yeah,
like
I
it was
love his coach.
100% on him.
I love his coach, bro. Dude, and he a young coach. He talks too, but he a young coach. He get the right information, all that, bro. I love his coach,
Yeah,
bro. Like his coaching ain't got nothing to do with it, cause it's him. It's him. It's how much you want it, bro.
yeah,
And you can't be going against your coaches, what they saying, what they telling you, bro.
yeah. You
I'll be
see, the best fighters listen to their corner. The
yeah.
best fighters listen to what their corner is telling them to do because they're seeing it from a different angle. So they're able to tell you, like, hey, man, he's leaving this part open. He's leaving his body wide open. You need to go to his body. You need to go low
Mhm.
to open up those head attacks, to get those big shots. But, very disappointed in what I saw in Anderson. Where he goes from here, I have no idea, man. I think this was the last fight for him on Top Rank, and I don't see them signing him back. I really don't. I think they're going to let him go. And I'm sure somebody else might jump out there to grab him, PBC, or I wouldn't go to PBC. You couldn't pay me to go to PBC.
Matchroom might grab him.
If you're going to go anywhere, go with Golden Boy or Matchroom.
Don't
You know
go
what
to
I mean?
Golden Boy. Don't go to Golden Boy.
I mean, Golden Boy, the one that I hate, Oscar. I'm not a fan of Golden Boy, but they get their guys the fights. They
But
keep their
he more Mexican though. Like he more for his people.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. True, he does
I ain't
side with
never seen him take a black boxer and no.
yeah. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen him with many black fighters. I
Even
know they did.
Caucasian fighters, any other nationality, I haven't seen him take them to the next
Oh,
level.
now I did hear a rumor that Caleb Plant might be back in the ring against the Pachinko kid, that young boy that we saw a couple weeks ago. Actually, I think we just saw him on the card last week.
Who he fight?
Fuck, who did he fight on that card? I think he was either on the card last week or maybe the card before that. Man, he was one of the other young fighters.
Man,
He was
I'd
pretty
rather
good.
him fight Anthony. I'd rather him fight Berlanga, man. I wanted to see that.
Oh man, actually who I want to see him fight is the Charlo brother. I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
but he ain't right. He been out the ring. You been out the ring. I ain't even trying to bring you up, bro. You ain't fought since.
Yeah.
I don't want to see
The
that shit,
Berlanga
but I
fight
would
would
like
be
to see a fight Berlanga.
Yeah, with the beat
Huh?
those two had talking with each other, but he's supposedly going to be on the May 5th because, for some reason, after he fought Canelo, they got real close. And that's why he was on that Berlanga card, too. Canelo likes putting him on his cards for some reason. And he's supposed to be, that's when that fight's May 5th. They're talking that he
Oh,
might be on that, or May 4th, Caleb Plant being on that Canelo card again.
okay.
This
Yeah,
will be like the third time for him, to be honest. Him and Canelo got close with each other.
yeah.
But what about Abdullah Mason? What'd you think of him in last week's fight,
Spectacular.
man? Spectacular.
Spectacular.
Absolutely, man.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
But what
Spectacular.
is
That's
next
all
for
I
that
gotta
guy,
say.
man? Who they should he do you think he should be stepping up more and more? Every fight should be a better fight for him?
Yeah. Now, yeah. Hell yeah. I, I give him somebody like, damn, bro. Like, who can you give him?
Give him
Can both
fucking
of us
Raymond
move up?
Mortala, man. Give him a guy like Raymond Mortala.
I give him the motherfucker Keyshawn just fought.
Yeah, even that guy that Keyshawn just bought. Yeah, I'd like to see him definitely step it up a notch against one of these bigger guys at 135. But the 135 has trickled down so much. Maybe even a guy like Cabosa. Didn't you mention that?
Cabosa moving to 140 though.
And I know he's got a fight coming up soon, but I'd have loved to see him against a guy like Cabosa, like a guy with that type of ring experience.
Yeah.
Could have really kind of challenged Mason a little bit. I don't know how much. Mason's a beast, though. I'll tell you that.
I said my uncle, I say, man, because my uncle, he fell out for boxing for a little minute for real. Since Floyd retired for real. So like he used to tape everything. He the one that got me hip to all this shit. Like for real. So for him, like I sent him a doula. I said, yeah, that's that pretty boy right there. He the future. He is like, yeah, I went to go look at him. He is like, yeah, you gotta let me know next time he fight. I say, yeah, he a
Yeah.
bad boy.
Stay up, dude. Fight like every month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he a
He on
bad boy. I heard my little brother said he about to fight again.
I wouldn't be surprised. Remember, he was doing that last year. He'd fight,
Yeah,
and then he'd have a fight scheduled while he was fighting. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, Abdullah Mason gonna be fighting August 17th," and he'd be like, "Bro, he's fighting right now. It's June." You know what I mean? Like, damn,
well,
he didn't fight, man. But I like that. I love seeing guys stay active, man. I hate these 1-a-year fighters, and I'm really kind of iffy on two times a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think if you're a big name guy who holds a belt, why aren't you fighting 3 times a year, man?
yeah,
It's not like you're not getting paid. You
yeah.
know what I mean? So
What
for
you think
me,
about Zion?
I like Zion a lot. Now I think he's wanting to step up too fast, in my opinion. I love Zios a
I
lot. I
seen a
love
good fight. I seen a good fight for him. This gonna put either one of them really get them
Conwell.
right. Man,
Yep. Yeah,
that'd be
exactly.
nice.
I'm watching. That's exactly what I was thinking. Him and Conwell would be a great
That
challenge
would
for.
be a banger.
Yeah, and it would help Conwell get his name out there more
Yeah,
and get more attention onto him. Also, especially if he beats a guy like Zios. Now I don't know if Top Rank wants to rush him like that, but I think he's calling out that he's a top 5, 154. I don't buy that. I still don't think he's a top 5 guy. Maybe a
he a
top 10,
baby, man. He's still a
maybe a
baby
top
though.
15. Yeah, he's still young. He's still got some growth going. I wouldn't put him up against Terrence Crawford at all, but I would definitely put him up against a Charles Conwell.
You can't put him up against Terrence. Terrence ain't fighting none of them boys. He
I don't
on
think
one
he should
mission.
either.
He on
Yep.
one mission. This is his last fight. I guarantee.
Yes, I was
This
gonna
is
ask
last
you,
fight.
is this Terrence Crawford's last fight
Last
against Canelo?
fight.
We will not see. Well, hold on. Do you think because Canelo always has some sly shit in his contract? If he beats Canelo, you can't see there's a rematch clause in there.
Not if he
Because Canelo,
retire. Not if he
I mean,
retire. Can't get
true,
no rematch off a man that retire.
true. Retire. Here's your belts back. See you later. I whooped your ass. I'm out. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Made mine. But
Unless he
yeah,
gonna go up and fight. Ooh, I mean, not ooh, what's his name? What's the
DB
heavyweight? No, what's the heavyweight?
Usyk.
Unless he go up and fight Usyk.
Who going up to fight Usyk? You talking about Crawford?
Yeah, that's the
Right.
only one that be trying to be full-time undisputed other than
Yeah.
that. Other than that, go ahead and retire. We ain't giving nobody no more time. We ain't doing no rematch, man. We don't
Yeah,
need it. We don't need it. After I beat you, we don't need it. Cause you ain't gonna give me no rematch if you beat me, bitch.
exactly. Absolutely true. He won't. But yeah, I've been thinking that a lot, man, because everybody talks about everybody at 154 keeps bringing his name up, and I'm like, do they really think he's going to come back down and fight anybody if he goes up and if he beats Canelo? He's not coming back to 154, and even if he loses to Canelo, he's not going back to 154. I don't think. I
No,
think he's going to
this
retire
tired.
regardless of the result.
This is the I maxed out the weight I could go to, and guess what? I'm about to return on you boys. It's
Yeah,
over with.
max out and cash out. Peace
Yeah,
out.
peace out.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I've been thinking that same thing. What about the Clarissa Shields news? Now, I did skip her. We skipped her last week, and I feel bad about that with her title fight that she won her championship. But now Detroit or Michigan is Sporting Athletics has
Cause
suspended
we
her for fucking marijuana. Like,
get the fuck out of
man,
here.
there ain't never been a
It ain't no
time in the
steroid, so I
world
don't
that
even
marijuana.
guess what. I don't give a fuck. It wasn't no steroid. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. It was
Weed
weed.
illegal in Detroit and Michigan anyway. Man, if y'all don't sit y'all
Exactly.
motherfucking ass down, some motherfucker where and that girl
Yeah.
probably don't even I know she most likely don't smoke. She too much. She on some Floyd Mayweather shit. She don't probably do shit. Bruh.
Yeah.
And if she do, we
She was
ain't
in the
never seen it. We ain't never seen it. We ain't
Nah,
never
she's
we
never been like she's never been out like that. Like she like exactly like
yeah,
you
you
said.
know how you can see players in the NBA like, bro, he has hair right now. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
feel
You
me?
ain't never
Like,
seen
I
Clarissa be,
ain't never seen that with that girl, man. Like, come on, man.
yeah. I
Like,
thought that
stop
was
it,
some
man.
BS, man. And I think Michigan needs to get their shit together if you're gonna federally or if you're gonna pass marijuana in your state,
Hey, when I
you need to take the motherfucking shit off the books for drug testing and every fucking thing, man.
look
Because
and when I seen it,
that'd be like saying if she had alcohol in her system, are you
yeah,
gonna suspend her? Like to say, oh well,
yeah.
she drank the night before, so that affected nah, man, nah.
And look. And when I seen it, right, I thought it was about to. I'm like, I know they ain't about to say she did steroids. When I seen weed, I
Yeah,
said, bro, if they don't cut this shit out, bro, if y'all don't leave that girl alone, bro, y'all talking about weed.
especially in Michigan. That's
Yeah,
some
y'all talk.
hypocritical ass shit. It's fucking legal all the way around, medically, recreational, everything up there, just like Ohio. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So to even have that in your fucking rule book, that should have been taken out immediately when they passed that law. Because now you're punishing guys for something that's legal. Like that's like saying if you're a boxer, you can't drink alcohol.
yeah,
Like, you might be better not drinking alcohol. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It may affect your weight and all that, but it's a
yeah.
legal substance that you are allowed to, and take into your body or whatever you have that choice to. Marijuana to me is the same damn thing. If it's legal in your state, and a lot of this bullshit they use as well, it's federally, it's not legal. Don't matter federally, federal Michigan athletics isn't a federal thing. It's a motherfucking Michigan thing, motherfucker. It ain't a California Michigan commission. It's a Michigan athletic commission.
Right,
So your rules should adapt to your state and your laws.
right. Yeah, yeah.
That was yeah, I didn't agree with that whatsoever. Thought that was some bullshit, in my opinion, man. Uh, I can't think of any other news, man. I haven't, like I said, man, I have not kept up this week on a lot of stuff. I've been feeling kind of crappy, been some other things I've been trying to get in. And just I haven't come across. Now we do have the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach fight next week, which has got a pretty decent. They tried to fill in that. You got Gary Antoine Russell versus Jose Valenzuela
I
on
like
that.
that. I
Yeah,
like
so
that.
they did try to save the card a little bit by putting a couple people on there. So we had the Mateus versus Valenzuela. That fight's going to be coming up also in a couple weeks. So not a bad couple weeks. Boxing's starting to pick up a lot, man. We got the big fights coming up. Like I said, I just don't honestly, man. I'm trying to just figure out, where who's coming up, what big fights are going to be made, man. Hopefully we get more news coming up. It seems to be kind of quiet in boxing right now. some fights have already been made, but we'll see what's going to happen. I don't have much more news for you, man. You got anything else for us, Big Spade?
Nope. I know Brian Norman should be fighting too, like on the 29th of March. So
Damn, I almost forgot about Brian Norman. He had his
yeah.
opportunity with
His daddy
Boots.
just fought too, Greg Hackett.
What?
Yeah, his dad won too. Yep, they
his,
end up him and Greg Hackett fought. Huh?
damn, his dad's still fighting?
Yeah, you know who Greg, they both you know who Greg Hackett is? He do boxing podcasts too. But
Okay. Okay.
yeah, it was just like a little charity thing type thing. But yeah,
Oh,
they both
nice,
fought.
nice. I was
Yep,
saying, I was
yep,
like, damn, I didn't, his daddy's still fighting. That's crazy. Man,
yep.
that's awesome, actually. His son and father still fighting. That's
Yeah.
impressive. Uh, but yeah, man, good news there. I like that. Big Spade, Brian Norman Jr. getting back in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Would have loved to see him fight Boots. Would like to see him be fighting somebody with a belt at 154, hopefully, or 147. Hopefully, he does. Now, we did hear Boots and Stanonis. That fight's been made. That's 2 titles. So, who's the other guy that holds the title in that division?
Brian Norman and
Barrios. Barrios.
Barrios.
Yeah, so he should be fighting Barrios next, man, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah,
Get that unification at 147 going.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think if you get guys like Ryan
Unless
Garcia.
they had a Terrence Crawford effect, let Boots grab all the belts and then he end up fighting Brian Norman to get that last one.
True. That's probably where he's headed to, but I like to see at least the guys with the belts are now starting to fight each other. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a good step for the 147 division. That's been a little bit of stale, and I call it the email division. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
got emailed their belts. Nobody won them, which is weird. I don't know if that's ever happened in boxing, but hey. But like I said, man, not much news for episode 93 of Bourbon and Boxing, man. Great fight going on. Of course, we are in the middle of that card as we speak. And damn, I think I lost my damn page on here. I was watching it. But yeah, we lost that. I think Zhang won his fight. It looked like he was. He was knocking dude down. So we'll see how that fight turned out. But like I said, man, join us next week as we're going to recap this week's big fights. And we're going to get into the Roach versus Tank fight. Thank you guys for joining us once again. Big Spade, take us out and do what you do, baby.
You already know, like, share, comment, subscribe. Keep us going up, man. Keep us going up to the ceiling, man. Past the ceiling all the way to the stars. Past the stars all the way in Mars. Past Mars all the way to the heaven gates. Keep us going up, baby. You already know, Bourbon and Boxing, man. Me and my boy Jeff, man, the cowboy. Let's get it.
That's right, baby. I love that. That's right. We just gonna end it right there. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.